What comes to mind when you think of Moldova? For many, it's a small country tucked away between Romania and Ukraine, but this quiet corner of Eastern Europe has a history that's anything but simple. Over the centuries, Moldova has been ruled by empires, fought over by kingdoms, and shaped by cultures from east and west. Today, we're going to unravel that history from the ancient Dacians to the modern Republic of Moldova and see why it's so complex. Let's start in ancient times. Long before the name Moldova existed, this land was home to the Dacians, a Thracian people who lived across much of present-day Romania, Moldova, and beyond. Their culture was advanced for the time, with fortified settlements, skilled metalwork, and a strong warrior tradition. But in the 2nd century AD, the Roman Empire set its sights on Dacia. In 106 AD, Emperor Trajan conquered the Dacians, and the land became a Roman province. The Romans brought roads, cities, and Latin, a language that would leave a lasting mark on the region. But their control here was never total. Moldova lay on the outer edge of the empire, where Roman influence mixed with that of local tribes. As the Roman Empire weakened in the 3rd and 4th centuries, new waves of people swept through. Goths, Huns, Avars, and Slavs all left their mark. The region became a crossroads of migration and conflict, a pattern that would repeat throughout its history. By the Middle Ages, the land that's now Moldova was part of a loose frontier zone between powerful neighbors. In the 14th century, the Principality of Moldavia emerged as a distinct political entity. Founded by Prince Dragos and later strengthened by Bogdan I, Moldavia grew into a proud and independent state. Its territory stretched from the Carpathian Mountains to the Black Sea, and it played a key role in regional politics. One of Moldavia's most celebrated rulers was Stephen the Great, who reigned in the 15th century. Stephen is remembered for defending his principality against the Ottoman Empire, the Kingdom of Hungary, and the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. He built dozens of churches and monasteries, many of which still stand today, and became a symbol of Moldovan and Romanian identity. But despite moments of strength, Moldavia couldn't escape the influence of larger powers. By the 16th century, it became a vassal state of the Ottoman Empire. This meant it kept its own rulers, but paid tribute and followed Ottoman foreign policy. Over the next few centuries, Moldavia's autonomy rose and fell depending on the political situation. In the early 19th century, change came again. After a war between the Russian and Ottoman empires, the eastern part of Moldavia, known as Bessarabia, was ceded to Russia in 1812. This was a turning point. Bessarabia would spend more than a century under Russian rule, while the rest of Moldavia moved toward union with Wallachia, forming the basis of modern Romania in 1859. Russian control brought both modernization and restrictions. Roads, schools, and new administrative systems were introduced, but local autonomy and Romanian cultural influence were limited. Russification policies sought to integrate Bessarabia into the Russian Empire, and many Moldovans felt their identity was under pressure. After World War I, the Russian Empire collapsed. In 1918, Bessarabia declared independence and voted to unite with Romania. For more than 2 decades, it was part of Greater Romania, but this unity would not last. In 1940, as part of the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, the Soviet Union demanded and received control of Bessarabia. The region was split. The northern and southern areas were given to Ukraine, and the central part became the Moldavian Soviet Socialist Republic. World War II saw the territory change hands again, as Romania, allied with Nazi Germany, briefly retook Bessarabia before the Soviets returned in 1944. Under Soviet rule, Moldova underwent rapid industrialization and collectivization of agriculture. While this brought infrastructure and jobs, it also came with strict political control, suppression of dissent, and efforts to promote the Russian language over Romanian. Many Moldovans were deported to Siberia, and the memory of these events still shapes politics today. In 1991, the Soviet Union collapsed and Moldova declared independence. But independence brought new challenges. The Transnistria region, east of the Dniester River, broke away in a brief but bloody conflict in 1992 and remains a self-proclaimed republic, though not recognized internationally. Economically, Moldova struggled with the transition to a market economy. Many citizens emigrated in search of work, and remittances from abroad became a key part of the economy. Politically, Moldova has often found itself pulled between two directions: closer ties with the European Union and Romania, or stronger links to Russia and the Commonwealth of Independent States. This tension is reflected in elections, foreign policy, and even debates over language and identity. Today, Moldova is a parliamentary republic with a population of around 2.5 million. Its culture blends Romanian roots with influences from Russian, Ukrainian, Gagauz, and other communities. Winemaking is a centuries-old tradition here, and the country is home to some of the largest wine cellars in the world. Rural life still plays a major role, but cities like Chisinau are hubs of modern culture, technology, and education. Moldova's history is complex because it sits at the meeting point of empires and cultures. Every period, from the Dacians to the Soviet era, has left its imprint on the land and its people. It's a story of resilience, adaptation, and identity, and it's still being written today. And if this video sparks your curiosity, remember, history is often more nuanced than a single telling. If you're thinking about exploring Moldova, studying its past, or even moving here, it's always worth doing your own research and seeking multiple perspectives. Thanks for watching. Have you ever been to Moldova?